Welcome, Allotopians, to another showcase. This one is of a team that is no strangers to YouTube, and I'm sure most of yous have subbed to their channel already. But if you haven't, take a look at Paranormal Quest. What got me onto them? Well, it's very simple. The Conjuring House. It's a house that fascinates me, and I'm sure it fascinates most paranormal investigators out there. So let's take a look at the snippet of Paranormal Quest.
And I promise you, when you leave that farmhouse, you will be forever changed.
When you see a movie that says based on, true events and stuff like that, this is actually real.
We just got back from abandonment and literally we walked through the door and stuff started going wild.
And all hell broke loose in that house that night. It was really the most horrendous event of my entire life.
I've never seen anything like that before.
Oh, whoa. That was a big spike.
There's no part of the house that's not active, Jason.
Whoa! I got chills, dude. That sounded just like archers.
I swear something just now touched the back of my leg. It felt like something just touched the back of my leg. Have you ever been touched in here?
What was that? Did you hear that?
I heard something.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm on edge.
I don't have an explanation for how that could be possible. That is probably one of the craziest things we've had happen.
On this adventure for our paranormal quest, we have traveled to Burrillville, Rhode Island. And this farmhouse that sits behind me is almost 300 years old. This house has gone by many names over the years. The Harrisville Farm, the Arnold Estate, but now it is known for the violent haunting that occurred inside this house that inspired the famous Hollywood film, The Conjuring. The Perron family lived for nearly a decade inside this house, and they experienced paranormal activity, some of it extreme and violent. Tonight we're going to see if the haunting that was portrayed in that movie is accurate, and if we can have paranormal experiences that correlate with the Perron family and many families that have lived inside this home. This infamous house is now owned by Corey and Jennifer Heinzen, and we are going to go inside and find out if their paranormal experiences are as extreme as the Perrons experienced inside this house in the 1970s. Let's head in.
It is a couple nights away from our investigation. Right now, I am about to speak to the best source of information on the history and the hauntings of this home. She grew up in the house, her and her family, and she was the eldest of 5 sisters. The experiences that her and her family had in this house and on the farm inspired the hit Hollywood film, The Conjuring. I'm very excited right now to be speaking with my friend, Andrea Perron. Hello, Andrea. Again, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak with me on this house, your home place. When was your first experience? How soon after arriving at the farm did you have one?
Well, my first experience of the farm was when I was 11. and my mother had discovered it in June of 1970. And so she put all the money in the world that we had as a family down to hold it until my father came home from a business trip he was on. And my experience of it was, even though it was normal, you know, we were still a perfectly normal family. We had not crossed over into paranormal yet. It felt like home to me. And that was my first experience of it. We didn't purchase it until December of 1970, and we didn't move into it until January 11th, 1971. And the first thing that happened was I walked into the house with a box off the big moving van. My father said, "Take this to your mother in the kitchen." And I rounded the corner into the dining room, and Mr. Kenyon was standing there, and he was packing the last of his possessions that had been in the corner.
Well, now looking at that, wow. Definitely in my descriptions below is a link to their channel. If you haven't subbed yet, please sub to them. Definitely a team that I will be following in the future. Great content, great intro. Everything about them shows you why they are at 70,000 subs already. They have gone through the stages, they have learned, they are looking good. With 70,000 subs, not much I can say about them. I like the way they go about their things, and that is that. There's nothing actually wrong with what they do. So go sub if you haven't. Really do, and then sub to me. Guys, this is going to be another short one. Remember my PayPal, remember my Twitter is in the descriptions below. So from Alan, remember, mask up, back up, shut up, and wrap it up. Guys, that's wrapping up this one for this beautiful Sunday. I will see you again tomorrow, or maybe in a live later. I don't know. With Alan's vlogs, you never know. So, Alatopians, goodbye.